Hello there. Welcome back to Cost and Management Accounting at 5. In this video, we want to look at the question from the question paper of June 2021. So we're going to look at the first question of that question paper, that is question 1. We're going to go through the multiple choice questions is the first part of that question, which reads various options are given as possible answers to the following questions. Choose the correct answer and write only the letter A to D next to the question number, that is 1.1.1 up to 1.1.20 is 1.1.20 in the answer book. So we're given questions that were given here. So you see that on the first part, which is 1.1.1, the organogram indicates the remember, the organogram shows the levels of authority that we have with an organization. So if you go through the responses that we have there, see that A is most appropriate answer that we have there, which is positions of the company's management. So if you go to B, cost of the company, C, efficiency of every employee, and D, functions of the general manager, which is not correct. So we are going to go with our A as the correct answer. Then we go to the next one, which is 1.1.2, and it reads the link between financial accounting and cost and management accounting is, remember, financial accounting and cost and management accounting are the two branches that we have in accounting, and they are differentiated with the type of items or transactions that are being that are recorded in those two branches. So if you go through the responses that you are given there, you would see that if you go from B to D, they are only describing being one-sided. Remember, financial, they are saying B, financial accounting, which is on the other side of only financial accounting. Then we've got management accounting again on the part of cost and management accounting, and cost and management accounting. So you'll see that A is the only one which is described in the link that is there between financial accounting and cost and management accounting. So we've got A as the most appropriate. So we go to 1.1.3. 1.1.3 reads total production costs consists of, remember, on total production costs, you can only find this figure in the production cost statement, whereby we start by adding the direct material cost plus the direct labor cost, then we get our prime cost. Then obviously we are supposed to add our production, our overheads, that is production overheads. And then obviously if they are now, we are now having a working process in the question, we can adjust for opening and closing working process. So according to the responses that we are given, we see that the only response that we have that's incorporating all the issues of prime costs and manufacturing overheads, you see that they are indicated on in D, where we are given prime cost plus manufacturing overhead costs. So D becomes the correct answer. Then you go to 1.1.4. Long-term decisions are known as, we are given our responses: A, business decisions; B, strategic decisions; C, creditors decisions; and we have got D, government decisions. So you see that long-term decisions are related to our strategic decisions that we have in a business. So B, the most appropriate that we have. When we go to 1.1.5, shareholders are people with a primary interest in the company's ability to, remember, shareholders are the owners of the company. So they are mainly concerned about the investment that they've made in the company or in the company. So according to the responses that we are having there, you see the only response that we have there that is including the issue of investment is on C. So C reads improve the value of investment in the company. So we are going to take our C as the correct response that we have there. Then we go to 1.1.6. The salary paid to a receptionist is known as a dash cost. So remember, a receptionist is not directly linked to the production of a specific good. And if you go through the responses that we are having there, A is variable. Remember, variable costs are the cost that varies directly with the level of production. If the level of production increases, variable cost also increases, which is not similar to a salary paid to receptionist. This is actually fixed costs. So sunk cost is not also correct. Manufacturing overheads, this is not part of manufacturing product, but period cost becomes the most appropriate that we have there. So we've got C, we've got D as the most appropriate response that we have there. So we are going to pick our D. Then we go to the next question. It is 1.1.7. One of the elements of production cost is Manufacturing overheads obviously is part of the calculation that we do for production cost. Remember, when you're calculating production cost, you say direct materials plus direct labor, then you get our prime cost. Then our prime cost to get the figure for manufacturing overheads to get our production cost. So if you look there, A and B are correct, but C is not correct. So we have got D as the correct answer, which is saying both A and B. Then you go to 1.1.8. In advantage of perpetual stock valuation system is that, remember, we've got two valuation systems that we have. We have got perpetual stock valuation system, and also we have got periodic valuation system. They are mainly differentiated by the way that they value the inventory or stock. Remember, perpetual stock valuation is a valuation that is done throughout the period, uh, which is not after a certain period, but at any time you can find the value of stock. That is perpetual value stock valuation. But periodic, the valuation of stock after a period or after a certain period of time. That is the main difference that we have between the two. But if you go through according to perpetual stock valuation, you would see that the most appropriate that we have there is B, which is stock balance is always available. It's because with perpetual stock valuation is done throughout the period. So we've got B as the most appropriate that we have there. Then 1.1.9 risk planning involves. So if you go through our responses, we've got A, describing the steps to be taken to move the business towards reaching its goals. B, the development of objectives in an organization. C, comparing the actual performance with the original plans. D, preparing budgets to achieve goals. So according to the responses that we have, you'd see that A becomes the correct response that we have there, which is describing steps to be taken to move the business towards reaching its goals. So we have got our A as the correct response there. Then we go to B. The main aim of management accounting is to A, protect the interests of people outside the business as prescribed by law. B, use historical data to interpret information. C, place more emphasis on the importance and adaptability of formation. D, supply the documentation that is used to draw up financial records. So if you go through the responses that we are having there, C is the correct response that we have. Place more emphasis on the importance and adaptability of formation. So we have got C. Then we go to 1.1.11, which reads the size of storing facilities is determined by calculating the A, we have got economic order quantity, B, maximum stock, C, order points, and D, we have got both A and B. So you'd see that A, economic order quantity is correct, and also we have got B, which says maximum stock is also correct. So we have got D, which says both A and B. So we are going to pick our D as the most appropriate that we have there. Then I will go to the next question, which is 1.1.12. So we can try to check there if you have got any question that is below that. Then we've got our 1.1.12, which is a stock holding cost is what? Then we've got A, involves the loss of productivity due to lack of material. B is the cost of placing the order. C is the cost in care to keep material on the premises. Then D, we've got both A and B. Then we'd see that C is the most correct answer that we have there, which is the cost in care to keep material on the premises. Remember, stock holding costs, they are just storage costs. So C becomes the correct response that we have. Then we move on to the next question, which is our question 1.1.13, which is the issue of raw materials production is recorded in the General Journal as debit dash control. Right? Whenever material is imported into the production, it means it's going to be received by the production control, and it's coming from the material control. So wherever we are posting it to the production, it means we are going to debit the production control, and the only response that we have, which is debiting production control, is C. So you see that it's saying both debit production control and credit material control. So which is the most appropriate? Then we go to 1.1.14. The salary paid to personal assistants to the personal assistant or the managing director can be classified as a desk. So you'd see that this is a personal assistant of the managing director. So it has nothing to do with production. So you see that whereas production is wrong, and it's also not an indirect labor, and we cannot classify it as a direct labor again. So remember, this is this is happening in the administration, so it becomes an administrative cost. So you've got A as the appropriate response that we have there. Then we go to the next one, which is 1.1.15, which is 15. Idle time means lost time due to we've got bottlenecks in the production process. So when there is bottlenecks, there is no idle time. Then we've got breakdowns in factory machinery. C, delays in delivery of material. Then D, we've got both A and B. So I would say that C becomes the correct answer that we have there, which is delays in the delivery of material. So we've got C. Then we've got 1.1.16, which is calculation of the gross salary of an employee. Remember, gross salary is the total salary of that is being earned by employee, which includes both normal and overtime and all the benefits that might be associated with that employee. So if you go through the responses that we have, you see that B is the one which is explaining that, which is normal remuneration plus overtime remuneration plus fringe benefits. So we can indicate our B as the most appropriate. Then we go to the next one. Total wages consist of so with total wages, obviously, we are going to have our indirect wages. Our direct wages are also going to include in our total wages and other wages that might be that we might charge in the income statement under less expenses. So I would say that according to the responses that we have, A is explaining that which is saying direct wages plus indirect wages plus non-manufacturing wages. Remember, direct wages and indirect wages are manufacturing wages. Then we also include all those that are non-manufacturing. So we've got A is the appropriate answer that we have there. Then we got 1.1.18 over recovery occurs when the whenever there's over recovery, it means the budgeted overheads should be more than the actual overheads. So according to the responses that we have got B, which is applied overheads, which is the budgeted more than actual overheads. So we are going to pick our B. Then we can go to the next question, which is under recovery of overheads. Okay, when dash overheads. So this is now under recovery, which means it's now the opposite of over recovery. So you see that when over recovery, we said when over recovery, we said budgeted should be more than actual. So it means on under is going to be the opposite, where budgeted are going to be less than actual. So we're going to pick out B, which is budgeted overheads are less than actual. Then we go to 1.1.20, which is actual manufacturing overheads are the A, total overheads spent during the year. B, overheads for a short period of time. C, overheads budgeted for the period. D, overheads for the future. So according to the responses that we have, I will see that A is correct, which is total of overheads spent during the year. Then we go to 1.2. 1.2 reads, indicate whether the following statements are true or false by writing only true or false next to the question number. That is 1.2.1 up to 1.2.5 in the answer book. Then A is said wages paid to the factory security guard are regarded as direct labor, which is not correct. Remember, wages paid to the factory security guard cannot be direct. Remember, direct labor is labor that is directly connected with production of a specific product. So when this security guard is providing services, it's not actually linked with the production of that certain specific product. So it becomes false. So you've got false here is the correct response. Then you go to B, the second one, which is saying variable cost per unit changes in direct proportion to the number of units produced. So you would see that variable cost per unit does not change, but remains fixed because the one that changes is total variable cost. Remember, to get the total variable cost, we are going to say the variable cost per unit plus the number of units produced. Then we get the total variable cost. So what changes are the level of units that are being produced, but the variable cost per unit won't change. So this one again becomes false. Then we go to 1.2.3. Controlling as a management function involves the preparation of various budgets, which is not also correct. So that makes our 1.2.3 also false. Then we go to 1.2.4, prime costs are production costs, which is correct. Remember, prime costs, we're saying direct material plus direct labor, which are also production costs. So it becomes true. Then I go to 1.2.5, stock in transit is stock that is already been purchased from suppliers and is in the process of being delivered. So any stock that we have that is in the process of being delivered to the destination becomes stock in transit, which is correct. So we've got true is correct response there. Then you go to the next part, which is 1.3. Choose the correct term from those in brackets, write only the answer next to the question number, that is 1.3.1 up to 1.3.5 in the answer book. Dash is the management skill of influencing and motivating people to workers. We have got organizing and leading. So I remember motivation is directly linked with leading. So we have got leading as the correct response that we have there. Then we have got unit cost or a fixed cost is the cost of producing 1 unit of a product. Obviously, it's unit costs. Then you go to the next one. Planning or organizing takes place when coordinating the enterprise resources in such a way that its plans are carried out effectively. So whenever there is issue of coordination of resources, it's linked, it defines the organizing part. So we've got organizing. Then we go to 1.3.4. 1.3.4, sunk costs or opportunity costs is the potential loss or sacrifice when the company give up a certain course of action. Remember, opportunity costs is the best of alternative for goal, which makes opportunity costs correct here on 1.3.4. 3.5, prime cost or period cost are costs not related to a specific product, but to the time in which it was incurred. So remember, we've got prime cost and period cost. So prime cost, remember, we're saying we're adding direct materials by direct labor, which makes this which makes it not correct to put it in this. But period cost becomes correct, which explains that cost that the cost not related to a specific product, but to the time in which it was incurred. So period cost is the most appropriate that we have there. So this is what we have, guys, according to this video. Those who have subscribed, please subscribe and share. We're still coming with more videos. As for this video, I'm signing out and we'll meet again in the next video.